Welcome back to SEC Media Days in Dallas, Texas. A few more guests will be dropping by here throughout the afternoon. Eli Drinkwitz and Peter Burns. What do those two have in common? I have no idea. I don't know if there's ever been a more dramatic turn. We just literally had one of the most riveting 15 minutes that we've had on this program in its history. And now we go from Nick Saban to Cousin Shane.
Oh, it's good to see you, Paul.
Cousin.
Yeah, I was afraid you wouldn't recognize me all the way to lost, you know.
How much have you lost?
Not much, Paul. Not much.
And Michael,
this looks like a before-after shot of an Ozempic ad.
So Jamari was in my ear during Saban saying, we got to wrap up. And I said, I know who's next. We don't have to wrap up.
Paul, your show went from an all-time high to an all-time low. So we're here. We're excited.
We're embraced it. I appreciate you having us on.
Hey, I don't control the guest list. As everyone should know by now, these are two of my favorite people. We had last time I saw you, we were in Michael's Music Row nest.
That's right. 4 times in 1 year, Mike or Paul. Sorry.
Shane, I felt somewhat guilty about that last time. I was getting ready to do a roast, and I was literally working on material during that podcast with you, and I felt like maybe I went over the line.
And it's okay, Paul. Counseling's going well, you know. I bounced back. I'm good.
I mean, I walked away and I said, Brad, I mean, you think I was, he said,
it's too late now, Paul.
Yeah.
It's too late now. I don't want to plug our show, but that SEC podcast, if you go check it out, it's literally an hour of Paul making fun of Cousin Shane.
And I went below the belt, I went above the belt, and frankly, I went right in the middle above the belt.
That's okay. How did the roast go? I didn't even catch that.
The roast was good, raised a lot of money for charity, but not nearly as funny as your podcast. I mean, have you ever? It literally it peaked that day. I mean, I can't be any funnier than the Cousin Shane roast.
No, it was a time, and I'll tell you, I had so many folks, you know, reach out to me and say, "Boy, Paul was good." I was like, what do you mean Paul was good? Paul was hard on me.
I just can't believe it, Paul. All these fine people behind us, they worked their entire lives to get to this point. They went to journalism school, and yet it's Cousin Shane sitting up here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to point at anyone in particular. That's the closest that guy will ever get to the Finebaum Show.
It's like bring your kid to work, you know.
Anyway, I hate to wrap up, guys, but this is Saban kind of ate into your. Were you sitting there watching that? Were you going like, can you wrap this up?
Yeah, I was wondering why he was going so long. And I knew he was eating into our time, but I feel like that was a strategic decision by ESPN.
Yeah, keep him going, Paul. Keep him going.
I thought he was pretty good, though. I mean, the one thing I've learned about Coach Saban, he loves nothing more than to talk about drilling down on the specifics as opposed to, hey, Coach, think Missouri will go all the way this year?
Well, I got a question for you, Paul. Any chance that you'll be chatting with Billy Napier here during this week? Because I think it's the last chance you'll have to get him on the show.
Michael, this is the SEC Network. We don't speak ill of our coaches. We honor and cherish every single one of the now 16 SEC coaches. So I'm just going to disregard that comment and get back to the Cousin Shane roast.
So wait, this was a part 2?
So what do you guys do, like, when you're in a town like this? I saw you in Norman 2 weeks ago. You brought your dad.
Mm-hmm.
He was cool. I mean, I was at a bar that night. I mean, we were the last 2 guys in the bar. I mean, I finally said, Mr. Bratton, she's too young.
Well, yeah, I mean, we love to hit up the bar after these events, but usually this guy hits the head, usually around 10 o'clock, he's tapping out.
I know, I'm old. I'm getting old, Paul.
Well, I hate to rush you guys off, but we have a major coach waiting. So, guys, can you come back when you can spend a little more time?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're here all week.
Yeah, I think.
Until our background check comes in.
Come by, Shane. I'll see you Saturday afternoon when we're gone. Eli Drinkwitz joins us next. Already had as the flags are flying. Coach Drinkwitz joins us now from Missouri. We had Nick Saban, cousin Shane, and now Coach Drinkwitz.
Wow, that's a heck of a lineup.
So how are you?
That's a tough following act between cousin Shane. You know what's interesting, though, is you went from Nick Saban, who invented the term rat poison, to two guys who've been dishing out rat poison for the last 6 months. So now I've got to defend it, or defeat it for the next 10 minutes
So
here.
I don't know if I saw you much in